My name is Nick, and welcome to Watch This Now. Zombieland Double Tap is the sequel we have been waiting a solid 10 years for. But is it worth praising? Let's talk about it. In the decades since the original zombie comedy came out, we have become inundated with zombie content. Back in 2009, we were still so focused on sexy vampires that Zombieland felt like a fresh, new, exciting film. And I think is one of the movies that made the actual zombie comedy subgenre a thing. Now, I've always liked Zombieland. I think it's a really funny and fun film, and I wanted to see the chemistry of the lead actors brought back together for a sequel for some time now. If you remember, the focus is on four main characters, all named from the towns that they came from, who are on search of survival after the zombie apocalypse. They follow their set of rules. They act as a family. There's a really great dynamic that the first Zombieland has that I've been wanting to see continued ever since. So I've been really happy that this sequel actually happened. It felt like the film that was never going to be made, but here we are, it's in theaters, and we get to talk about it. So what is the plot of the film? Do you need one? The writers certainly didn't think so. Basically, we have our main characters played by Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Abigail Breslin, and Emma Stone, again working as that family unit. When Abigail Breslin's character Little Rock runs off, everyone pretty much has to go find her. Now, that's basically keeping it very simple, as this film is. There really isn't much plot. There isn't much plot progression. We do get some new characters, though, which I was certainly happy about, because I was thinking recently, like, where's Rosario Dawson been? Where's Luke Wilson been? Well, they're in Zombieland Double Tap, so there's that. The best new character is Madison, played by Zoe Deutsch, who is the one part of the film that feels properly trapped in 2009. You'd think things should just kind of like stop, since that's when the zombie apocalypse happened, but no, we're still making some current jokes, but whatever, it's fine. Madison is this like Paris Hilton type chick that's been living in a freezer in a mall this entire time, which really makes absolutely no sense. And her character is just a dumb bimbo character who really does not belong with our smart, sarcastic characters that we've come to know and love. But she's actually the best part of the film. I got the biggest laughs out of her lines, even though she's just a dumb bimbo. I actually really found her endearing because of Deutsch's performance, and I have to say, overall, I find it really quite sad that that was the best part of the film for me. We should have been having such a good time with these characters that we've been wanting to spend more time with, yet they're ultimately reduced to just making really simple plot moves and reciting very simple dialogue that just doesn't really feel like it has the pizzazz that these actors are worth. They should be able to do a lot more with small material, and I think that just goes to show how little material was actually given. I think the first film is a pretty light and breezy film. It isn't very interested in, say, themes or messages or what have you, and that's perfectly fine because it's just a fun film. And really all I expected out of the sequel was another good time. But overall, it's really not that funny. Our main characters, who we remember as being so funny, just have so little to do, and aside from popping off some sarcastic lines here or there, really don't have a whole lot of funny sequences to go through. It's not that hard to make zombies funny, actually. It seems like it's quite easy, as at least the first films made it seem to be that way. But here, this just feels very lazy. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of life in this film, and that's really unfortunate. It just feels like a product that was thrown out to appease us fans who have been waiting for a sequel for a decade now. And ultimately, I just don't think that this film lives up to its potential. On the other side of the comedy, there isn't even really any zombie action to keep things interesting. And while I don't want to give anything away, I will just say that I felt the ending was incredibly weak. It was so small, and as I saw it happening, I just thought, oh, this is it. This is the entire movie. That's it. That's all we get. I hate to say this because I know that they tried to turn this into a streaming show on Amazon Prime several years back. I think this would have been much better on streaming. This felt like a movie that you would stream, and I'm the person that wants to go to the theater to see everything. I feel like I just have a better experience when I'm locked in a theater and I'm watching exactly what's happening. When I'm at home, I'll start vacuuming, and it's like, why am I vacuuming in the middle of this movie? How bad is this movie then? But I think Zombieland would have worked so much better in a TV show format, which is what it was initially meant to do the very first film. It was supposed to be a TV show. It was turned into a film because it was never picked up. And then the show failed, and now here we are with a sequel, and I just think it's a bummer. It seems like Zombieland really just doesn't have a place that it can fit into properly. But what it does have going for it that I think is the strongest thing is the chemistry between the four leads. They really have a very interesting family dynamic. It isn't cheesy, it isn't too mean-spirited. There's something, the balance that is found amongst these four that just works, and I just want to be able to see that played out, and I just would like to be able to see that again. However, I don't see the material harnessing what's best about this storyline and making it work to its best effect, which is really unfortunate. You'd think with the writers of Deadpool and the director of Venom, as it's advertised, you should be able to throw something together, right? Well, they did well with the first one, but here it just feels lazy and forced, and unfortunately, it really didn't do a whole lot for me. I was not that entertained throughout Zombieland Double Tap. I kind of just wish that it was something I'd thrown on Netflix, but unfortunately, we don't really have a whole lot going on in terms of theaters for Halloween-related content. So even though this is very much more comedy than horror, I went for it. And I'd suggest if you really want to see it, go for it. Of course, make your own opinion for yourself. But I'm going to give Zombieland Double Tap a 2.5 out of 5 because I had enough fun that I might revisit it at some point, but it ultimately just felt very, like, okay, they made a sequel. It's kind of really disappointing to be sort of handed this gift like, well, there you go, you got it. And it's like, well, this isn't what we wanted. We didn't want trash. We wanted something as good as the first one. But maybe I am the exception to the rule. Maybe everyone will go see Zombieland Double Tap and have a really good time. If you saw it, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.